Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I've got a review of the new Light Witch, aka Paul Rubens acrylic markers. They are dual toned. You get usually a lighter and a darker version of each color on each marker, but sometimes it is a different color, like in the case of white and black or gold and silver. They're kind of neat. We're going to do a quick review and I'm going to show you some artwork that I did with them. So let's start off with the artwork that I created. Forget about that, it's just the back of a previous page. But they were really fun and easy to use. That took about half an hour and I had no problems using them. This is just on inexpensive, thin art creation paper. It didn't bleed through to the back, and the process of using them was really straightforward and fun. They are ready to go once you open them up. There's no priming needed, so you just open up the marker and you are good to go. When I was working on this little gradient here, the colors blend together pretty easily. And you can go back in and work the colors together while they're still wet. Now you do need to keep in mind that these dry permanent. They're not going to lift up on paper, and we're going to test it on glass in a minute once they have dried, which is unlike the some of the other recent brush tip alcohol marker, acrylic markers I used that did lift. These do not, which is really, well, it depends on really what you want. If you want ones that are more like gouache, if you got the Arctics ones, they would be more like gouache. These ones are more like acrylic. But as you can see in my swatches, they are not the most opaque markers in the world. But I do love that little gradient there. Very easy to get painterly effects, and they blend quite well while they're wet. So I will show you this here. I did just do this. Actually, this is the second time I've tried to record this. But I'm just going in with water here. I'll show you the water so you know that I am, in fact, doing that. I thought for sure, I'm really dousing it, I thought for sure that these were going to, that these were not going to be permanent, but I was wrong. Putting quite a bit of water on there. So if you want to blend them, you got to do it right off the bat. This one was one of my more recent ones, so I was able to move it a bit, but now it's dry and I can't. So they are waterproof. That is really nice if you are looking for something like that. Now I also painted on glass because I was wondering, or ceramic, glazed ceramic, because I wanted to know if they were going to be waterproof there. There, look at that. They are waterproof on glass. So on porous and non-porous surfaces, they are going to stay waterproof. So looking at the colors here, you can get an idea about what's in each color. So this is a 60 color set. They look like this, and I will, let me see, which is the lid. I'm just going to try to pancake this over so that you can see how there we go. This is what the box looks like here. The writing on there reminds me of Posca, but I don't know if Posca having a brush tip. I think it's just the way they wrote acrylic that looks kind of like Posca to me, but that's the only similarity I see really. And then this set is the 48 color set, so it's 24 markers, 48 colors. This is 30 markers and 60 colors. This is selling for 20 bucks, and there's a $2 coupon on at the time of recording. I don't know what the deal will be when this video comes out in a couple weeks. This one is selling for $36, but there was a $6 off coupon. So about the same price per marker, but these are a better deal if you're buying them full prices. These are cheaper per marker. And they come in this nice plastic carrying case that holds them all in order if you want that. Now the bodies are longer on these markers, so I think you may be getting more ink, and I think that might be why it's more expensive, because you've got like an extra inch of body on these markers. So it doesn't mean there's more ink in there, but I would guess that maybe there's more ink in there. So that's something to keep in mind if you're trying to decide between one of these sets and a regular set of 48 colors, is that you're going to have half the ink in the barrel here because you've got two colors to fit in there. So just kind of keep that in mind. You might run out of your color. Well, if you use them a lot, you're going to run out of your colors quicker. But if you want to save space, maybe you're a mixed media artist, a sketchbook artist, you just like to do a little bit of acrylic here and there, or maybe you just want something for parties to be able to write on people's glasses. You could probably scrub that off with soap and water, but yeah, that's definitely not. Let's see if we can wipe it off once we. You get scratched off with the fingernails, but yeah, I don't know if I would use this unless you're sure you can scrub the glass that you're going to use. But yeah, it's they seem to be just fine. Now they're not very opaque in some of the colors. I find that the 48 color set in the plastic seems to be a little bit more opaque than the 60 color set. But here you can see the colors as they come together. I swatched them near each other. So you can see some are just like a really close step apart, like those two, or actually those first three. Then you got ones that are a little further apart. Then you got ones like this is more yellow, that's more peach. So just so you can kind of see. I wish I swatched them all. I started on that side of the page and worked over, I don't know why. But I wish I swatched them next to each other the whole time. So some are really great combos, others are just kind of felt like they were just trying to they had colors left over they needed to put together. But you can see how they work. Like this one, this red and that pink really wouldn't be good blenders. Those two are okay. Those two are like the same value but two different colors. Those two would be good blenders. Those would be good blenders. That's more pink, that's more blue, so that's not the greatest blender. Those are quite a step apart. I think as far as blending combination, the 60 color set is a little bit better. But, you know, it just depends really on what you like. Like those two are so similar. But just want to give you an overview of the markers. The only problem I can see with these markers potentially is that the tips are brush tips. They're kind of soft. And as I was drawing this, I definitely could feel where the tips were kind of thick. And it felt like I would struggle to get a sharp edge, and it felt like they might wear down, especially if you're going to do things like rock painting or painting on any wood or anything where there's like an abrasive surface. Even on paper, because paper is a little more abrasive than say glass or ceramic, something like that. I would just kind of keep in mind that the tips probably will fray. However, I don't think there's a ton of ink in them because they're dual color, that the tips will probably last as long as the ink does, which is fine. I think this would be great for somebody trying to save space. They want a good range of colors for mixed media. They're not going to be heavy marker users, and they just want that variety of colors for the occasional sketchbook work they want to touch up, or the occasional, maybe you're an acrylic painter and you work on canvases and you just want something for just a little dash here and there. I wouldn't even say detail, because I think with acrylic paint and a small brush you'd do better for detail, but something like that. Maybe you like to do artwork on like bike helmets or, you know, some skateboards, things like that. I think these would work well for it, but you will be running out. You will run out sooner than like a tube of paint or a full-size single color marker. So with that, hopefully you can decide whether these are for you. I think that they're fun, they're novel. I like the space-saving element to them. Very similar to the Artix markers, the waterproof ones anyway. The other Artix markers are gouache-like, so these are permanent, which is good, bad, I don't know. That's up to you. That's up to you and what you want. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I got all the information to you in a clear and concise way. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye!